Mo. Welcome to the Lawn Stars, everyone. Oh, we just got back from a long day of mowing, and I sat down and watched a video from a DLT Lawn Care Doc over there, Shane Spirit, and he was telling a horror story, a YouTube horror story, and it made me want to tell a YouTube horror story. So please go to his channel and watch his this is his last year doing it. He's retiring from YouTube. We'll see, Doc. But he yeah, he's probably going to quit this year, and he's I think over the course of this year is going to tell some of his horror stories from YouTube. So yeah, I wanted to do that. So go watch his story. And the story that he told was telling about this guy that wanted something from him. Basically, I'm not going to tell the story. I want you to go watch it. But yeah, they wanted something from him, and that, you know, he couldn't give. And they get weird notions about you people that are fans, I guess. We're just small beans, so it's weird when people get obsessed. You know, I get it. I don't get it, but I get it more so when it's somebody that's famous and people get obsessed with them. But anyway, yeah, they was wanting something from him, and it made me think of we used to go live. A lot of you probably remember this because it was a pretty fun time. Just got too busy. Life got too busy to do it, because it took a lot of work, believe it or not, to put on those shows. So we would do a live stream, and these people would come in and they would give you big dollars sometimes. You know, I mean, we had more than one person come in and they'd give you $400 or $500 in a night. Okay. And to normal folks, that's like us, that's a lot of money to just throw at someone. So yeah, they would do that, but then I guess they were expecting something back, you know, and more than you could give. I guess, not even knowing what it was they wanted back, and you couldn't give it if you knew. Then they would get angry at you, you know. And I think it was that, and or I think some of these guys, they'd give you $400 or $500 in a night, and maybe they were drunk or something, and they'd wake up the next morning and go, "What have I done?" And then they'd be all pissed off at you. So, you know, this particular one, I'm sure you watch, you know who you are. Gave like $400 or $500 one night, and then the next day, you know, loved us that night. The next day, nothing had happened, and all of a sudden he hates us, you know, and wants to take us down or whatever, you know. Weird stuff. And the reason we find out about it is because one of the Lawn Stars was talking. Oh, this is so convoluted. It's a convoluted story, but there's this other guy that was a YouTuber back in the day. I don't even know if he still makes videos. Him and his wife split up, and one of the Lawn Stars had been talking to her, and she said this guy came to her and told her, you know, he's gonna take us down and blah 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 and all this stuff. And she's like, who is this fruitcake? But yeah, just weird stuff like that, and I'll go into that some too at another video about the that whole situation with that person and his wife and the divorce. That was a big debacle over nothing. But anyway, but probably one of the biggest things is we did have an obsessed fan. Started out as a fan. He actually worked, this is weird stuff, he worked for Nick from Saming Green that lives here in Chattanooga. who at the time had a big channel. The channel's still there, SG Ninjas. But this guy worked for him, and then he didn't work for him. I don't know what happened, if he got fired, quit, what. But he worked for this guy, and we thought it would be funny, which was a bad mistake on our part. We thought it would be funny to contact the guy and get him on the channel, you know, to make a couple of videos with us. Well, we did, and we were perfectly nice to the guy, but then he started saying weird things, you know, like he was breaking into Nick from Saving Green's YouTube channel. They was breaking into his, when he worked for him, he broke into, because this guy's an ex-IT guy, okay? Broke into his computer and was telling us stuff like that, and we was like, okay, you know, we didn't say anything mean to him. We was just like, okay, you know, put this guy at arm's length, get him away, you know, because he wasn't right, you know. You could tell he just wasn't right. So from there's this other guy, and it's a guy that Shane from DLT Lawn Care is talking about in his video. He refers to him as this older guy that can't let go, blah, 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 blah. The same guy who lives in another state from Shane or us recruited this guy basically to do his dirty work, okay? Because he lived here in town, so it was convenient. So this is the big YouTube nightmare story. And I referred to it in one of the earlier videos, a couple of videos ago. This guy did a lot of stuff for his, he was a minion of the other guy, and he just, young guy that just didn't have direction in life, or he was just probably definitely mentally not all there, and easily manipulated by this older guy. So this guy didn't have a lot going for him in life, the young guy, and so he didn't have anything to lose, you know. So he would do things that weren't, you know, like I said, he was an ex-IT guy, but it wasn't extraordinary stuff, you know, but he was willing to do it, you know. I, over the course of a year or two, whatever, dealing with him, learned a lot about this stuff, and I could do probably most of the stuff that he was doing if I was a lunatic, you know. But he just didn't care, you know, didn't have anything to lose in life, so he would do things. And one of the things was swatting us while we were live. And you saw that, maybe it was referred to in a video or two back. Yeah, swatted us, and while we were live, and we went to the police department and actually got the 911 call that he had made, and it was obviously him. I mean, there was no doubt. You could play it for anybody and go, who is this talking on this? And they go, oh, that's him, you know. So yeah, he started off with that, and then he'd do all kinds of things. I mean, I can't even tell you all the things because I can't even remember them. But he would get us knocked off on our lives, you know. He would knock us off with that DDoS or whatever it's called, and he put my house up for sale. He would have my phone cut off, And you know, I had to go to a bunch of measures to make it where he couldn't keep doing these things, which I did. But yeah, he would do that. He published a book. Get this, he published a book, an online book, under his own name. His own name was on it. You know, it was weird. I guess he just didn't care. And it was a book of all my and my family and my friends and neighbors or whatever, just all kinds of these people that were connected with me. A book with all their personal information on it, social security numbers, blah 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 blah, everything, you know. So you know, I had to have that quickly removed. And he put up billboards, which I'm sure a lot of this was funded because this guy didn't have a pot to piss in. But the other guy, the older guy, had some money. And I'm sure a lot of that was filtered through him, funded. He was funded in certain ways. And he had put billboards up with me and King Brando on it saying derogatory things. I had to contact the billboard company and make it where they wouldn't even do business with him anymore. He couldn't do it. You know, he'd just do it online. But so they cut all that out. And yeah, I learned a lot. You know, learned a lot of things that you can do to stop this stuff. But I mean, and man, it was on and on and on. You know, I had to learn. And after he did the book, published the book, I did have a restraining order, not restraining order, it's called an order of protection, I think. I had to go through that process, you know, and go to court and everything, which he didn't show up. And had that taken out against him, where if he did anything else, they would arrest him right then. And you know, that put a stop to it. And then this young guy's life just went nosediving after that. And you know, you'd hear all these things where he was getting hurt, like really in bad accidents and stuff. And it was like, you know, I have to believe, you know, and it's not because of me or whatever, but I believe in life that God does, you do get chastised for things that you do. And even though he didn't believe in God and was an atheist, you know, God believed in him, you know, and he should have believed in God. And yeah, just all these crazy accident after accident. And then he got arrested for meth and weapons down in Georgia. And then later, you know, after accident after accident after accident, whatever, he got arrested again, more meth, more weapons, which he was on probation for like a couple of years, I think. And so he broke that, so now he's in prison for a few years. But also, I believe he's facing charges of other stuff that I can't say the words on here, to do with children. And it's really bad. So hopefully he's away for a long time. You know, it'd be the best for everyone, I think. But hopefully, and I do wish this for him. I'm not even joking. I really do hope that he finds God in prison, and really, 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 I mean this, and can find God and change his life. You know, I really do hope that for him, pray that for him, you know. And the other guy, the older guy, the puppet master, I don't know about that guy. be nice if he straightened his life up too. You know, none of us are perfect. I'm obviously not perfect. None of us are perfect, but you know, when you go so far with things, you know, that's one thing that we never did. You know, we would, sun's going down on me. We will poke fun at people, make fun of them, do everything like that on YouTube, yes. Okay. But we never, ever, and I mean ever, do things outside of YouTube to people. So if anybody says that or thinks that, now we used to get accused. See, here's another funny thing is that Shane from DLT Lawn Care, he was buddies with Nick. He was good buddies with Nick from SG Ninjas. And Nick did Shane wrong, you know, because he was using Shane. Because he didn't want to do it himself. He didn't want to go after us because we were making videos of him. He didn't want to do that himself, so he kind of recruited Shane and used him to go after us, which Shane was more than willing to. Shane don't hold back, is what I'm saying. And that's what I love about him. Love me some Shane Spirit. Love you, buddy. Mean it. And he knows that. And but yeah, he was using him at the time, so he would tell Shane that we were doing stuff outside of YouTube. This is where it relates to that we were doing stuff outside of YouTube, and we were threatening his wife Sarah with shotguns and blah 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 blah, and that we were drug dealers and all this crazy stuff, you know. And to make Shane, to rile Shane up to go after us. And but it all turned out at some point, you know, because we would see, I tell Shane this all the time, I was like, we would see you on there on your channel, and you seemed to have you had the same beliefs as us, and it was just, you seemed like we would get along, you know. And sure enough, I can't remember how it went down. Remind me if I'm wrong, Shane, but it seems like one night we called him out on the live or something. We wanted him to come up, and he came up, and from then on we I believe that's how it went down. And from then on we got to know each other, and we loved some Shane Spirit and Sarah. So it's funny how things turn out like that. But anyway, yeah, that's my you know, basically one of the biggies, YouTube horror stories. So until next time, listen, just be good to each other. And you know, it's okay to laugh at each other. It's okay to poke fun at each other. And you know, what can I say? You know, I don't want anybody any harm. I don't want, when I was making videos of other people, which I've done in the past, I'd never wish them harm. I don't wish Finster or anybody else any harm. I want them to, hey, you do you and live your life and do it the way you want to do it. Till I see you again, guess what?